Hello and welcome to episode 94 of the Barrow Pod. You're back again with your hosts, Mark and Owen.
Yo, what's up?
What's your crack?
Not much. My ears are still kind of ringing after that last intro you just did.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Jesus. Well, you're at the cut. We did a few dry runs and it didn't go well.
I think starting the podcast is still the hardest thing to do.
It is because it's so awkward. Like, how do you start? You know?
Like, hello. Like, we're doing this for fucking 94 episodes and it's still weird.
Yeah, to be fair, we haven't like tried to switch it up, but
No.
because
It's
it's our
perfect.
brand, man. This awkward opening.
Are we near the 2-year anniversary of the Parapod?
We are. We're about 10 weeks away.
Is it 10
We
weeks?
are
I feel like
exactly 10. We're actually 9 weeks because we missed 1 week, didn't we? Overall. Or do we miss 2 weeks overall?
Are you talking about episode count or when we started releasing episodes?
Well, it would be the exact same. 104 weeks would be
No,
be 2
'cause
years.
I feel like it's...
because we missed. How many weeks do we miss? 3. Pretty sure it's only 3. It's gonna be 4 now.
Oh my god, we've just done this for so long. The 31st of August.
31st of August.
It's
So
over.
we're nearly there.
We're nearly there. It's even like, I thought I was thinking it's less than that.
That was less than 10 weeks. Yeah,
Or is that right?
it is right.
Yeah.
It was
Fucking
August.
a stupid American writing of it. 8, 30, 31, 20.
Scum. Absolute
Fuck's
scum.
sake.
It's so confusing. Why?
So yeah, we're like 5 weeks away from that. I was thinking it's less than that.
We nearly there, bro.
In fact, it'd be even less than that because it'd be even sooner because we had a 2-week delay at the start,
Oh yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
or a week or a 2-week delay.
It was a 2 week delay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's have a Paropod relaunch party.
Somewhere,
2 year-
somewhere around here is our anniversary.
Yeah. Generally August-ish. So yes, please thank us. Sorry, not thank us. Congratulate us.
Nah, boys, the point. Thank us.
Yeah, please. Donate to our Patreon.
We've serenaded your earlobes for
We're gonna-
2 years.
Yeah, we're gonna dust off that Patreon. What's the crack?
How is it going?
No one has ever donated. Thanks for that.
No one ever fucking emails us either. No one asks questions either.
We get a few questions.
We got like 2 questions. 2 questions an episode, usually from the same people.
Yeah. Usually trolls.
You know who you are. You know who you
A
are.
few trolls
Yeah.
who follow us.
How's your week been?
It's been good, man.
Mm.
I'm just finished night shift, so I'm feeling refreshed. You know, revitalized in my lane. You know, I'm loving it. So, kind of getting back into the swing of things of living during the day. I completely missed. What was it? Monday was the hottest day in 120 years, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
It's 30 degrees. I slept the entire day.
Man, how?
I did not see the sun at all.
To be fair, you weren't really missing much. I think everyone was missing the sun.
Was the sun not there?
It
No.
was mad cloudy.
Ah, thank God.
Yeah, cloudy as
Thank
fuck.
fuck.
I was in work as well, so I didn't get much of the sun.
Yeah, I was asleep the entire time. It's fucked up.
Or missing that much, man. It was just hot
That's good.
and uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was horrible.
It's mad humid. That's the problem.
That is
So
the problem.
humid.
Yeah. I'd be sweating. I just wear a shirt and like a light jacket on the way to work, and I'd be sweating on the loose. And the one day I was like the past few days I've been sweating balls. I might as well just go in a shirt. I stepped outside to go to my last night shift, just wearing like a light t-shirt. I was like lashing rain, and it was cold because I hadn't been out all day. I didn't know what weather it was. It was too late. I had to go for the Lewis, so I had to brave the weather. Came in soaked again, but not in my own body fluids. So it's slightly better.
So it's a little bit better.
A little bit better, yeah.
Did you hear the thunder and all the other night?
No, I did not hear
Mad.
anything. I wear earplugs, or have been wearing earplugs the past 2 weeks, so just because
There's no audio. That silence is the only way to represent my face that I pulled when you said that.
yeah, what's there's people up and about doing their daily tasks. I was trying to sleep, so I had to wear my earplugs, so I didn't hear
Fucking
anything.
hell, man.
Didn't hear a thing. But yeah, was there thunder and all?
Yeah, it was during the day. Yeah,
What the fuck?
there was lightning, bro. Obviously,
Lightning?
because it's thunder, but lightning like this. Everything would flash up for a second. I was like, what the fuck?
Jesus, that's so grim.
Because I don't know when the last time I experienced lightning was.
Yeah,
I feel like I only
I
ever
dunno.
experienced it in like Spain and stuff like that.
yeah, abroad.
But it would be like far away. I feel like the thunder and lightning was pretty close.
Was it?
I feel like it was. Having said that, like some of the flashes you were seeing, like it would flash and then a good few seconds would pass by, and then you'd hear the thunder, which means it's really far away, obviously.
Yeah. I can't remember last time I seen lightning.
What was that? What film was it where there was like thunder or something. It was in Poltergeist. That's what it was. Remember the flash of lightning, and then he's like, if you count between each like flash of lightning and then the thunder, and if the time is getting longer in between each one, it means it's further away.
Yeah.
But so that we were fucking. It was lightning, and I was sitting there, and then you'd hear thunder.
Oh right, yeah.
Like that shit was far away.
Oh, that's alright. Yeah. So where was it?
Don't know. I don't know where the epicenter was.
Yeah, like where would you? I can't ever remember seeing like thunder and lightning at the same time, or even remotely close together. It's always like you hear, or no, you see like the thing like flash up, the whole sky lights up, and then a few seconds as a bit of thunder. I've never been in the center of it. You know, is that a bad sign that like maybe my chances are getting like lower and lower? Because if you think about it, you know, every time, how many times are you going to encounter lightning in your entire life?
It depends on where you live.
It does depend on where you live. But,
but
think about it. If you're always away from it, that means that you haven't had that. Eventually, you're going to have a time where you're really close to it. I haven't had that time yet. So when is it going to be?
Sure, some people get struck by lightning. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
How many people throughout history do you think have been struck by lightning?
A million.
Yeah, I say
a million.
I say it's a large enough number.
It actually happens quite often.
I don't know if a million.
Yeah, a million people. Well, think how many people have lived ever? 100 billion?
Yeah, but recorded history.
Recorded history?
Yeah.
Probably like 20,000.
How many people have been struck by lightning? From 2006 through 2021, there were 444 lightning strike deaths in the United States.
So that's 30 a year, isn't it? That's 30 a year. So
that's deaths though. I'm like, wait, no,
deaths.
Lightning strike deaths. Is that someone actually getting struck by lightning?
Yeah. What else could it be? Lightning strike deaths.
Lightning strikes something and it causes this fire, maybe?
Yeah, actually, maybe. But even still, that's the same thing. Like that doesn't change. You're gonna die. Like it's like, at least I wasn't struck by lightning. I'm trapped in this house that was struck by lightning. It's about to burn down. You know?
That's so weird.
So that's 30 a year. That's only in the US. US makes up, 3% of the global population?
Lightning strike deaths often occur on weekends, particularly Saturdays, and in the afternoon.
Why Saturdays? That's so bizarre. I suppose everyone's out.
In fact, 2 out of 3 lightning strikes occur between noon and 6 p.m.
So if we extrapolate that data from the US, we're looking at...
That's so many people.
We're looking at 1,000 people every year. That's 1,000 people every year. If there's 30 die a year in the US, that's 1,000 every year.
Florida is considered the lightning capital of the country.
Of course it
with
is.
More than 2,000 lightning strike injuries over the past 50 years.
Since 2006, only 5 states have reported no lightning deaths. What the fuck? That's mad though.
Wait. About 40 million lightning strikes hit the ground in the United States each year.
Almost 90% of all lightning strike victims survive. So how many people are getting struck?
Yeah, so
that means
10% is 4.
So if 10%,
444.
If 10% is 1,000 people dying per year globally, then that means that 100% is what 10,000 people get struck by lightning every single year. 9,000 of them survive.
The odds of being struck multiple times is even less than 90% or whatever, with the record being 7 times in one lifetime. Someone got struck by lightning 7 times.
Yeah.
There are some factors that can put you at a greater risk of being struck, such as participating in outdoor recreational activities or working outside. Regional and seasonal differences can also affect your risk of being struck by lightning. So 400... Man, I thought that being struck by lightning... Like, when you said 1 million throughout history, I was like, yeah. I did not... It's probably more than that.
It probably is, yeah. Males are 4 times more likely than females to be struck by lightning. What's the crack with that?
The average age of a person being struck by lightning is 37.
37. I suppose it's just people who are outside more.
Oh, hold on a second. About 1/3 of lightning injuries occur indoors. So this is not people getting struck by lightning.
It is.
How can the fuck are you getting struck by lightning indoors?
Be really unlucky. You stand in a window.
It says 1/3 of them.
Yeah, so
that's a high percent. No, this is not. This isn't people getting struck by lightning. But there's no definition.
You don't trust the CDC?
No.
the CDC
Yeah.
website.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
It's a pandemic. But I'd actually kind of love to be struck by lightning because you get those crazy patterns on your arms. Ever see that?
You don't even need to get struck by lightning to do that. I think you just have to get electrocuted.
Oh, I wouldn't like to do that though, because then you look like an idiot.
Do you know do you ever hear mad stories of people like almost getting shot, like electrocuted and stuff like that?
No.
My mom knows someone that I don't know who the fuck it is related or like how she knows them, but was walking in his back garden. It was at like late at night or something, and he was picking up something from the shed. So he went out, turned on the light, and then woke up the next morning.
Oh God.
And he was like a foot away from where he was stood. Well, like, he wasn't a foot away, but like he was.
How do you feel?
He
Rough night.
He reached with his right hand side
Yeah.
to switch the light, so it would have killed him if he did his left hand side.
Oh, straight to the heart.
Straight to the heart. So like he was one of those people like he used his right hand. Or no, it wasn't like the next morning or whatever. But like he was out for a while,
Days.
dazed, and then like woke up and realized, holy shit, I almost died.
Yeah. Imagine that. That's how quick it is, isn't it? You just die. You just die like that.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd
That's
say
so fucked.
yeah.
We just woke up and you're like, oh shit. Second save.
Does hitting it like, but like, does that mean how many volts? I guess is my question. How many volts
Google
is
it.
in a lightning strike or strike? You know, like
I'd say a
in
lot.
a lightning bolt.
I say it
because-
depends on where it's striking. You know, because if you're like if you're like grounded or something, isn't it? If you're holding on to
I
something,
think the question
it changes how much
a
is traveling through.
a typical lightning flash is about 300 million volts. I have no idea what that is, but
That's a lot.
in comparison, household current is 120 volts, and that can kill you. So yeah, how the fuck is anyone surviving getting struck by lightning?
Because if you have a rubber wellies on, changes the game.
Oh, is it?
It melts your wellies, something like that. It depends where you're, if you're standing on if you're on a pole and the pole gets struck by lightning, you are dead. Like there's no way to survive that. But if you're standing on something that could absorb the strike, where it can travel through your body rather than just end at your body, then you can. I'm pretty sure it's
So if
not
you're standing,
that hard to
if
survive.
you're standing on the ground, is that enough?
I have no idea, but I know there's certain things, certain materials where it will travel through your body rather than stop. If it stops, it's over. You're finished.
Do you ever do that thing where you're like a lot of farmers and stuff like that would have an electric fence on the outside, but it's not like it's just enough to be like fuck.
Yeah, when you pee on it.
Yeah, yeah. I've never done that, but yeah, you can put your two hands on that, and be completely fine. It's only when you put one hand on it that you're like,
you complete the circuit or something like that. It's
Yeah.
something to do with science.
I didn't do physics.
Nor did I. I have no idea how it works. But I know if you complete the circuit of a lightning strike, you have a better chance of. But like the chances of you doing that at the exact moment you get struck by lightning is very low. So you can't do it on purpose. It has to be totally accidental.
Do you imagine that most of those people that die from lightning strikes that they're working up on the roof or something like that when it happens?
Yeah, there's goosed.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad.
Oh well.
That's like pure one of those things where it's like you're just zapped out of this reality.
It's over, you know?
Like just put like the sky just smites you down essentially, I don't know.
Yeah. Ever see that there's like a picture of this rat? Someone like uncovered, someone's like pulling up their floorboards and there's like a rat that had been like electrocuted in a fuse. And it was skeletonized at this stage. Like there's nothing left. It was just the skeleton of the rat that had just like frozen in its final moment. It's just so it was online somewhere, and someone like was like commented underneath it, just like talking about how they related to the rat, just because they
fucking Reddit.
It's just you just pulled out. I don't know. It was like Tumblr or something like that, because this rat was just pulled out of existence, out of nowhere for reasons beyond it, like
beyond its comprehension.
Something I could never ever hope to understand. Just out of nowhere one day, it was just one moment. It was just didn't exist anymore. It's just so bizarre.
Yeah, that actually is weird when you think about it like that.
You know?
Yeah.
That's life.
Yeah, that is.
That's life.
That is life.
We are all that rat.
We're all just rats in cages screaming around.
Man. Despite my rage, just a rat in a cage.
Keep going.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's start a band.
What do we call it? The Paro Band. We got our brand. We're sticking to it.
Paro band. No one would come to our gigs.
But our music would be as good as our podcast, probably worse.
It would just be the opening theme. Just like on repeat. But
4-hour editions of it.
Yeah. We'd be sweaty DJs kind of thing.
Breaking it down.
Gets higher and higher. And it drops.
Tell you we could do it.
Oh, it's coming.
Did you watch any movies?
Yeah, I had a big tasty movie I watched there last week. It's called Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burger
it's
movie.
delicious,
The
isn't
Bob's Burger movie.
Burger. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it. It's on Disney Plus now for anyone who wants to watch it. It was supposed to come out in theaters.
It did.
It did it.
It did.
Oh, I know it was pushed back.
It just came out on Disney Plus really quickly afterwards.
Yeah, it was pushed out. It was pushed back multiple times, and in COVID, it was one of those films that was the victim of COVID, and it didn't look like it was coming out at all. And I just obviously stopped, following it after that. Yeah, but clearly it did come out.
No, the Lighthouse are showing it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like not a widespread release. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I think it was
It's
limited. Like to I think
specialist.
the Lighthouse was like one of the only ones.
But
it's out and streaming now, which is like the perfect place for it.
Yeah, it actually is. It's the perfect spot for a Bob's Burger movie. I also wouldn't pay to see this in the cinema.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things that if it's one of the perfect streaming movies. It's like it's right there, and like, I'd watch it. Like I watched it as soon as it was on Disney Plus. It's one of those films.
Yeah.
But that's its height in going in investing in time to go into the cinema to see it.
I'm not going to spend an hour getting into the Lighthouse and then like
paying 20 quid,
paying the tickets and then the food and the drink, and I watched the Bob's Burgers movie. Like it's like
perfect Friday night movie.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to this. Like I was looking forward to this all day when I planned. When I realized it was on Disney Plus, I was like, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna watch this before I go to bed, and it was perfect for that. But what do you think of the film?
What do you think about the series first?
Series?
We never talked about Bob's Burger.
I really like the series. I love the series. It's so comfy. It's
ultimate comfort.
Yeah, serious comfort vibes. I remember I didn't really like it on back when it was on Comedy Central when it first came out.
I never watched Bob Burgers until it was on Disney Plus.
Oh really? Yeah, I used to watch it sometimes. I know originally I didn't like it. I don't know why. I think maybe it's the animation style. It was like the way it was marketed. It takes a bit of getting
used to.
Yeah, all the songs and stuff. I didn't like it, but then eventually I started to get like towards the end of me having TV channels and stuff. I did start watch. I watched them more during college and stuff like that. But then on Disney Plus, it's perfect to stick on because you don't have to follow it or anything. It's like The Simpsons, but it's not as funny obviously as like classic Simpsons. But it is real. It's like
it's good.
It's good. It's a lot. It's a step above stuff like Parks and Rec, which is just like
I would say it is the best adult cartoon of the 2000s / 2010s. What one's good Simpsons? Is that still is that the early 2000s?
Early 2000s maybe.
I'm gonna say right because this only came out.
Well, Futurama.
Sorry, this only came out.
This is 2010, 2011.
So right, 2010.
Of the 2010s, I absolutely totally agree.
And 2020s
totally that I've seen anyway. Yeah, that I've seen.
Like it's better than Family Guy. It's better than I would say it's better than South Park.
Yeah, probably.
It's better than modern day Simpsons, but that's not hard.
Yeah, that's not hard. What's it like compared to like Rick and Morty and stuff like that?
Rick and Morty is like just like early seasons of Rick and Morty is good, like real good. People are like, even when it was coming out, like I picked it up when season 2 was coming out. I think maybe season 3 was coming out, and I had heard like, Rick and Morty is like is the best adult cartoon ever made. Like each episode is 10 out of 10. And I was watching, I was like, yeah, I mean it's good, but like like it's alright.
Yeah.
And like Rick and Morty is good, but like, it's not the best shit ever made.
So how's it ranked compared to Bob's Burger?
I think consistency wise, Bob's Burger is better.
It's so consistent. From what I've seen, I've only made it to I think season 5.
Now there's only like 10 episodes a season of Rick and Morty, and there's like 40 episodes of there's like 40-ish episodes of Rick and Morty out. Like that's 2 seasons of Bob's Burgers, and there's 12, 13 seasons now.
There's a lot of seasons.
There's a lot of Bob's Burger.
I'm on season 6, correction.
Yeah, I'm on season 6 as well. So I've watched 3 times the amount of Bob's Burger that I've watched of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing is that I'll go back and watch an episode of Rick and Morty, like on rewatch. I wouldn't do that really for any Bob's Burger episodes.
Yeah, yeah. Until I've forgotten what's happened in it, you know, because when I watch them, I'm not there like glued to the screen. Oh, what's gonna happen next? You know?
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing where you leave it on. It's just kind of and then you drift in and out, but you still get it.
And it's still funny. It's like it's and
only
it's
20
real
minutes.
wholesome.
Yeah,
it's such a
very nice.
wholesome show.
Very
It's
nice
no,
show.
there's no like, I don't feel like there's any cynicism in Bob's Burgers really.
Yeah, I thought Teddy was gonna be a lot creepier. You know,
I love
he'd
Teddy.
be so wholesome. You know,
I love him.
because in like a darker, maybe kind of more nihilistic show, you'd have Teddy as a kind of a creepy guy. You know, like weird, something off about him. But like he's just a really nice guy.
They're
all very nice.
They're all
Even
like,
the landlord's really nice.
yeah, like all the and the landlord's like kind of despicable, but he's
Yeah.
also like he's so cartoonishly evil that he's lovable.
He's funny. Yeah,
He's kind of like Mr. Burns in that kind of sense.
Yeah, he's like a more wholesome Mr. Burns. Yeah.
I absolutely and I love the TV show for that reason. And the film gave me that as well. It was good on you, Coco. She's done.
I love how she sleeps. She's just the arms straight out.
Yeah, man. She's a small dog.
Yeah.
Reminded my cousin's dog, but she's a small dog and she takes up so much room in the bed. like
Spread eagle in here. Yeah.
She's she's a good girl. But no, yeah, so the Bob's Burger film gave me everything that I wanted from. It was exactly what I wanted a Bob's Burger film to be. Like when I watched the Simpsons movie, I did not have the same feeling.
I have to disagree here.
The Simpsons film isn't what I wanted from the Simpsons.
Even at the time, do you think that? Or did you watch it in the cinemas?
I watched it in the cinemas.
Such an event. Maybe it's the event that's kind of like, it's like a golden kind of glow across the film. But I just mainly associate the Simpsons movie with the first time I saw it, which I was blown away. But even watching it now, it's like on rewatch, it's like you got the soundtrack, you got the, it's like the last of the good Simpsons. Like it's funny in a way that no Simpsons episode has been since 2000.
Yeah, but it still has Homer being a dick for like
the
majority of it.
Yeah. But yeah, I know what you mean though. I know what you mean. But yeah, Bob's Burgers did do the same thing, I think. But it just didn't have the scale. There was no scale in my opinion.
I don't think there should have been, because it's not like, I feel like there's like this, okay, right? The only way I can explain it is like the Simpsons, nothing is ever going to be like the Simpsons was back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Oh, no.
Nothing's ever going to have that cultural zeitgeist of like, it's the Simpsons. Like, it's the fucking Simpsons. Like, you know what I mean?
Simpsons,
it's
the Simpsons movie. It's an event.
It is.
It's an event.
It is the biggest, like, I would say, right, here's my claim, right?
Shit.
Here's my big claim. I don't even think it's that big of a claim.
Okay.
The Simpsons movie is the biggest TV to film ever made.
It has to be 100% fact.
Like,
I agree.
Because
I can't think of anything else.
Because I can't think of anything else, mainly. But I'm going to stick with that.
The Friends movie.
If the Friends movie came out like when Friends was Friends,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it didn't. That didn't happen. We don't live in that timeline where the Friends movie exists.
Oh, it's a Mandela effect. Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Like the Sims, like that's a big, huge thing. So like when Bob's Burgers isn't that, and I think it's mean to hold that standard to it, because even the TV show isn't that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I get what you mean. But yeah, but at the same time, it's like, did it need a movie then?
Not really.
I don't think it did.
It's kind of one of those ones like, I can't believe this has a film.
Yeah. But I remember
because I didn't think that many people like how big is Bob's Burgers? Because I feel like it's not.
It's fairly popular.
Like it is fairly popular, but like no one really
talks about it.
No one really talks about it.
Yeah, but you could say the same from pretty much everything on TV. Like, there's just such an oversaturation. There's very few things.
When people are watching Stranger Things, you fucking know about it.
Yeah, because it has that budget behind it, 300 mil. Like people, that has a lot of money behind it. Bob's Burgers is just out of like TV shows are just TV shows rather than like huge kind of franchise events. Like, no one really talks about most of them.
Yeah,
very few that I would hear like people randomly talking about it. Or if I do hear just random TV shows mentioned, it's just be like, yeah, it's pretty good. You like, I want to give it a watch. So Bob's Burgers is kind of like that, but it has a dedicated following in a sense,
Oh yeah, it does.
Because like a lot of people enjoy it. But I just wouldn't have seen it as something that would need a movie. And the movie itself, like I watched the movie and I liked it, but it's also like
I feel like it's like a Futurama film. Like
one
that came out in the cinemas. Like that's not needed.
yeah. It's like one of the feature-length Futurama movies, which I did not like at all.
But
I hated.
But like
jokes.
with a much bigger budget.
Yeah. It's actually better than most of those Futurama movies because they were really bad, some of them. But like, I've never gotten to the latter stages of the series. I don't know like at what point it starts to decline. I'm pretty sure around some stage. But that's just that's a natural part of the life cycle of a TV show, obviously. But the movie just feels like an episode of a TV show that I would have skipped if I was just watching it as an episode.
I disagree.
You know, that's
I completely
that's
disagree.
I didn't like the music. I didn't like the whole was it what's her name? The older sister,
Tina.
Tina's arc. That's just the Simpsons movie. That's just pure the Simpsons movie. It's the exact same arc that Lisa had. I was like, don't care. You know, the music that I actually liked the little jingles in the show, but the songs went on a bit long. You know, I don't know. I'm just not a musical guy as well.
I feel like it's, but like I do kind of agree with you on the songs thing. Like I wasn't mad on all the songs, but I just found that it was, you know, the creators of the show being like, look at the budget that we have. We can make them actually dance and have like full on dance sequences with this budget.
Yeah,
I feel like it was just them like being like, look at that, look how much money we have for this thing.
Yeah, I like the one where they were in the car park, or no, with the carnies and they're over the
yeah,
carnies,
I like that song.
and they do that whole sequence, and it's like, dude, the whole thing is basically pointless, but they point it out like in the movie, like it's clearly just that whole sequence is just there because they could do it, you know, rather than that it served like any like crucial purpose in the plot and all. And they're walking away, and the carney's like, "Were they cops? Cops don't dance like that."
Yeah,
so
but it's got so many. That's the best thing about Bob's Burgers. That like they just come out with these little jokes, and they're just so funny.
Yeah, they really
cops
stick.
don't dance like that.
Yeah, the timing, the timing of the comedy on Bob's Burgers is so good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so good.
They have it down like.
And there's such like the thing that with The Simpsons, and I think, you know, obviously it's because of the 20-year. At the time, even like 20 years of being on air or whatever. There's so many side characters that you like, and you're not going to be able to get they can't do that in the Simpsons movie. So they're really focused on the Simpsons, which is kind of the reason that, you know, like on rewatch, I'm like, yeah, it's all right. I kind of would have preferred if there's, you know, a few more like characters in it. But with Bob's Burgers, somehow they're able to have like, there's not many reoccurring characters. Like there's a few, but there's not many. But like they're all in this.
Yeah.
As they would, and like they have as much prevalence in this as they would in a normal episode, which I like.
Yeah. All the boys. Yeah, everyone shows up, which is, but that's like, because it'd be similar with like an episode of The Simpsons. Like you get like one side character per episode, you know. But like in Bob's Burgers, is way more kind of like holistic. You know, they try to include everyone. A lot of the cast is like always popping in now.
Who's your favorite character in Bob's Burgers?
Favorite character? Gene. I love Gene.
Gene.
I love Gene.
Man,
he's great.
I hated Gene for a while.
I initially hated him.
Yeah, and then he just grew on me.
He really grew. Yeah.
It's the same with Louise. Like Louise is like, oh, she kind of annoys me, but now I'm just like, I fucking love Louise.
Yeah, I like Louise as well. Most of the time, I don't like Tina. I kind of find her annoying.
Sometimes Tina does something though, and I'm just like,
yeah, she can be very funny.
She can just hit. She can hit with one joke, and that's all she needs to do.
Yeah.
Nailed it, Tina. Way to go.
And the mom, I like the mom as well.
Oh, Linda, I love Linda. I love Bob as well. I love
Bob
Teddy.
Is a legend. Yeah.
Teddy. I think Teddy's just like what a sweetheart.
Yeah.
He just loves Bob. He just wants to be his best mate.
He just loves burgers, man. I love a Bob's Burger like ride.
Do you think they're good?
Universal or something. I'd say they're class. I want a Bob's Burger. I'd love to try one.
Yeah.
You know.
The baby, will you drive my car?
Yeah. They should open one of them in Universal, like, or
they should.
Disney, I suppose now.
True.
You know, like the Simpsons ride.
Do Disney now own? I guess not South Park, but is that the only one that they don't own? Basically.
Did they not own South Park? No.
No.
I thought they did.
I don't think
it's not Fox that owns South Park.
It's not on. No, it's not. It's on the. It's Comedy Central, isn't it? Or who?
Yeah. Because I was split across. Because I was cancelled and it came back to them.
I don't know. But they own like Simpsons, Futurama. They own Family Guy now. They own American Dad. Everything.
Oh, it's Paramount.
Paramount
own Oh, and South Park.
Mad. Well,
South Park movie.
eventually there's a South Park movie.
Oh, there is, yeah.
It's alright.
I've never seen it.
It's alright.
Bigger, longer, and uncut. Is
Yeah.
it? Or is that the video game?
That's the movie.
Oh, is that the movie?
The video game is The Stick of Truth, and what is it? What is the second one? The Fractured Butthole.
Yeah.
That's what it
I
is.
remember seeing the ads for that. I was like, what the fuck?
I could not think of the name of that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but Bob's Burgers movie, I liked it a lot.
It's aight.
I liked it a lot. I actually think it's maybe I think I prefer it to the Simpsons movie. That's my hot take.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Fair.
wholesome. Yeah, what have I been watching? Speaking of families, I watched an Irish horror film.
Oh.
You Are Not My Mother. This is a Irish kind of folk horror film, kind of like folk tale horror.
Oh, cool.
We follow Shar, and I'm pretty sure this is shot in Coolock. Excuse me. And her mom is suffering with depression, and she is just driving her to school one day, and she just like kind of zones out and nearly crashes the car. And she turns to Shar and she's like, I can't do this anymore. And Shar's like, go home to bed or whatever, and just walks off to school. Because Shar's like, she's like 15, 16. And she comes back home after school, and her mom's not there. Her mom's gone missing, and her car has been like just left in the field. Car doors open, and she's nowhere to be seen. And then she comes back, and what comes back is not. It's not her mom. It's something else. And it's just about that. It's about that kind of. That's the hook.
The hook.
And it's a good hook. And like her mom does some freaky fucking shit. There's a bit where she's eating food or something, and then she goes up to like throw the food back up. But the way she does it is like she puts her fingers down her throat, and you're like, oh, that's kind of gross. And then her like knuckle goes into her throat, and you're like, what the fuck? And then her whole arm goes down her throat, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, what a perfect way to explain that. Like, this is not human.
Is it CGI?
Yeah. It's like light CGI throughout the film and some practical effects.
Oh, cool.
It's done very well. And it's just cool to see an Irish, horror film.
Irish movie.
Like there's some like cliche bits. Some of the actual like scares and stuff like that, you're like, I've seen this before. And it does kind of thread that line of horror film that's just like, exploring mental illness. The horror being that like her mom comes back, and it's like not being able to, your mom kind of being
off
from a child's perspective, from like a youth's perspective, like something horrible and horrifying to like dealing with depression and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like the horrors of dealing with that, with your parent having depression, kind of. It kind of goes into kind of like very lightly, like, that's like completely subtextual. And then it turns into something else then. It's about like changelings and shit like that.
Changelings, yeah, very interesting part of Irish folklore.
Yeah, it's spooky. Changelings are spooky. I saw a horror film ages ago actually called Changeling. Not good. This is You're Not My Mother. Way better. Very good.
Is Changeling the one with Angelina Jolie?
Sure, I don't know. Is it?
The one where her kid gets swapped out. Is it even about horror? I don't know. There is one where it's about a real case where someone's kid got swapped out.
I know that film.
Changeling.
No, it's not that one. Is it called The Changing? I think or The Changelings or something like that.
Yeah,
it's a horror film about a changeling, like fairies coming to take their kid, and then they just butcher the what is it, like the fairies and elves, basically. Like dad goes off with like a chainsaw and hack them, or it's called like the gallows or something like that.
Oh right, yeah.
I can't remember. It's something like that. I think it's called the gallows.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with that.
Because people believed in all this stuff very, very recently as well. It's all very recent. There was a woman burned to death. I think I talked about this before. There was a woman burned to death in Clare in 1898 or something, or 1900. It was very quite recent in modern times in Clare. She was burned to death, or she was thrown onto the fire pit because her husband, she'd fallen ill, and her husband had come to believe that she wasn't, herself, that
she was a changeling.
that this person wasn't her wife. Yeah, he thought she was a changeling, so he killed her. He burned her. It's classed as also as like a witch burning as well. It's like the last European witch burning.
What the fuck?
But he chucked her on the fire, killed her, stabbed her, chucked her on the fire, and then tried to get away with it. And then they're like, "Here, bro, those aren't real.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?"
What the fuck?
And he got done for it. Yeah, but it was very recent in Irish history. Yeah, the people like full on believe these things. And changelings. It sounds interesting.
But people still do, like, you don't fuck with fairy forts.
Yeah, that's still a thing, yeah.
And you don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
I've never heard of someone who did, because they got nabbed.
Because they know. Because they know not to.
They got nabbed.
Yeah,
where'd you hear about this film?
it's just on Netflix. I heard about it from a podcast. I was like, oh, fuck, yeah, that sounds cool. And it was decent little horror film.
Yeah.
I liked it. And it's cool because, it's like there's bits of this that are literally shot up, like, what's the... Is an Odeon up in Coolock as well?
Yeah, the Odeon.
Like, you can see the Odeon in the background.
Oh, really?
Like,
yeah.
basically, you're like, no way. I know exactly where this is.
They're in
shot.
Leisureplex in one scene. They're Paris City. There's something off here.
They're in the, that field, like, across the road from it.
The Tato Park.
With the big white buildings and all.
Yeah.
I think
the old Tato factory.
I'm like 95% certain that that's where it's shot.
That's gas. That's actually hilarious, yeah. Properly in Coolock.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's a very good film.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna... I got no real complaints with it. It's good.
I shall have to watch. I shall have to stick that on my list. It's on Netflix.
Stick that on the list.
Stick that on the listing.
But a horror film that I also watched that I did have a few problems with.
Oh.
I watched the new A24 horror film, X.
You had problems with this?
Yeah, well, like, there's the only way I can think of a segue. I don't really have that many problems with X. So to hook the listeners. This is directed by Ty West. You've watched one of Ty West's films.
Yeah.
What's it called? Mark of the Devil or something like that? Or House of the Devil?
House of the Devil, yeah.
What's that like?
It was super stylized 70s horror, but shot in 2010, I'm pretty sure. And it was like a perfectly good homage to 70s horror, but it wasn't like anything crazy good. It didn't stand out or set itself apart in any real way. I remember.
That's so funny because that is literally X.
Is it? Yeah.
So he just did it again, basically.
It's not a style.
Like, more,
seriously not a style.
Like, there is more to X than its 70s homage to, more like, explicitly Texas Chainsaw. Like, there's a shot in this film that is just basically a shot from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's when they're in a van driving off to a house in the middle of nowhere in Texas, and it's just like, this is literally just Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I was actually expecting them to pick up a hitchhiker. I was genuinely thinking that was gonna happen, but it doesn't. They go off to a little farm, or not a little farm, but like a farmhouse, kind of in the middle of nowhere in Texas. And it's this group of like 6, 7-ish people, and the owners of the farm are these two old people. Pearl, fucking Coco. I wonder if that's picking up the mic. I don't think it is. Pearl and Harbor or something like that. Come on, dude. Or Norman, something like that. And they just give them, the rental. It's basically an Airbnb is what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so the old people leave them alone or whatever, and they are there. The group are there to shoot a porno. This is, it's a film kind of about exploitation films, explicitly. Like, there's loads of boobs and butts in this film, lots of blood and gore, and it's like, I genuinely thought at the start of the film that I was watching something that was like a 70s film. There's a certain vibe to 70s horror by just the way that they're shot that is like nearly universal throughout the 70s. Kind of like all the great horror films have this like vibe to them.
Yeah.
And this film has that vibe at the start. Like, it was weird. Like, it really feels like a 70s film. And then it has certain A24 isms.
Really? Like what?
Like, this is again a horror film that has a subtext, very clear horror, and this being like old people and getting old and repression, you know,
Yeah.
being manifested in because the two old people just basically start fucking them up, and but there's this weird thing in the film. I don't know. Okay. So basically, like, the old woman is in the house with one of the final girl. Can't remember her name, and I didn't realize until after the film that Mia Goth plays Pearl and also the final girl. So Maxine, that's the final girl's name. So we got Maxine and Pearl. She plays both the old woman. She basically plays the final girl and the like main slasher villain.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is that the older woman looks at the youthful young girl and is like sexually attracted to her just from the fact that she's young, and just like, you know, wanting to be able to do the stuff that she's doing and stuff like that, like, you know, just fucking basically, because the old woman's real horny. Like she fucking bumps it. It's like Norman comes back, or Howard, his name's Howard. And she's just like, Howard, I need you to fuck me, basically. And he's like, oh, I can't, you know, my heart's gonna give out. And it's you know, it's and like there's a lot of like naked old people in this film, and it's like, you know the bit in The Shining when the old woman gets out of the bath.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh, that's so unfair, isn't it?
Like, not but it's played by the same girl, you know.
Yeah.
So Mia Goth is.
She's got like her prosthetics on.
Yeah, she's got a load of prosthetics on.
It just looks like that.
Yes. Yeah, no, they just put her makeup to play the youthful version. Yeah. But so like there's this whole thing of like, you know, repression in like the older people, and like the fear of getting old, and the fear of not being able to do everything that you want to do, the fear of like there's this whole thing in the film where like I will so it's something along the lines of like, I will reject anything that is not the life that I deserve, or something like that.
Right.
Or something like that. It's something, I can't remember what it is. So it's basically like I will not be denied the life I deserve. Like, we deserve what we want in this life. You know, you just have to go to work for it, whatever, because it's the whole American dream type thing. And then the old woman being like the lost, like the person that didn't live up to their dreams, essentially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it being the same actor, it's just like, you know, symbolism, you know what I mean? So there's stuff like that in the film. But the majority of the film is just a standard slasher film that like kind of meanders around for a bit.
Yeah.
And even when the kills start coming, like, sorry. You know, there's some good gore, but like it is a slasher. You know what I mean?
It's more just about the killing rather than the.
It's just mad generic.
Okay, yeah. So
there's no like really creative kills and stuff like that. It's just like stabs and shotguns and stuff like that.
All right.
So, which is like, you know, more realistic, whatever. But like, I'm not here to fucking experience a realistic slasher film.
Is it still vibey? Like, is there still a serious vibe off it? Because I got a serious vibe off House of the Devil.
Not at that stage, man. That's where it turns into like that prestige horror A24 quality.
Like good or bad?
Like, no, just in terms of like vibes.
Oh, right. I've seen kind of like you've seen this before.
Yeah, like it's, you know, it's the start of the film. I think is very good for its vibes. Like, it feels like a 70s film, and then when the killing and everything kind of starts, it kind of like the still shots and stuff like that are very 70s, but there is this like prestige budget to it.
Yeah, which you don't like.
That no, not that I don't like, but that like 70s horror didn't have that.
Yeah.
It felt like, you know, explicitly Texas Chainsaw, because this film is like this is homage to Texas Chainsaw, like everything about it.
Cool. That sounds really cool.
But like Texas Chainsaw is super low budget.
Yeah.
And it feels dirty, it feels hot. And then this film that's like replicating that turns into like you can feel the money behind it, essentially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just in terms of like that differences between, you know, 70s horror and then this thing that's homaging 70s horror, and the fact that it's a new film with a big studio behind it, kind of like, you know,
changes the vibe.
Cheapens it a little. Not even cheapens. Yeah, it changes the vibe.
Yeah. So is it still scary?
Nah, I don't think.
Would I be scared about it?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
It's not even like, you know, like when you're watching Evil Dead and like, oh, like, like, one of the characters is down with the fucking, please don't hit me with the crowbar.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's no sense of gore like Evil Dead.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of want to watch it.
It's less. I would even say it's less violent than Halloween Kills.
It's less violent than Halloween Kills.
Yeah,
All
like
right.
there's
It's
way.
better than that, right?
It's way better than that.
Yeah.
Way better than
Thank
that.
God. Because I might pay to watch this. Yeah. I kind of want to watch it.
Yeah, it's good. Like it is good, but it's also
It's not that good.
It's not that good, but like it is good.
All right. What would you give it out of 10? Out of 5, sorry.
3 stars.
3 stars. You give it 3 stars.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But-
Did you get any hate on that from
But
Letterboxd?
if
I'm gonna
I
comment
was
on your review
if
right
I
now.
was doing hater, if I was doing it out of 10, it's a 7 out of 10 film.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. Because House of the Devil is the exact same thing. I would give that a 7. But I don't really remember anything about that film. Except it's about like a house sitter and evil people who are getting her to house it. And that's it's really creepy. And there's the devil and stuff. But I don't remember a lot about it. I just remember there is like a serious vibe off it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good in the moment, but it didn't, there's no staying power at all. Like I just completely forgot about it after.
That's kind of like I watched that today.
Yeah.
But that first half I watched last night. I watched it in 2 parts. I watched the first 40 minutes and then I watched the last hour today.
Where'd you watch it?
Some site. There's websites. I vibed. I liked the first 40 minutes way more than when it turns into like, you know, slasher horror film.
Yeah, okay.
But you know, we can't have it all.
Yeah, we can't. That's it. Can't have it all. We can't be too greedy. Can't expect every film to be good.
Yeah.
We're still gonna tear into them though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We gotta tear into.
It's gonna be brutal.
All these films.
Even the films I love.
That's it. That's true. Your own worst critic. That's the way to success.
That is the only way to success.
But yes. Yeah. Speaking of success, I watched Nathan Fielder's new show because he's so successful that he was given a new show. Did you like that segue?
Oh, that was good. I liked it. It took me a bit to get, but I liked it in the end.
Yeah, so Nathan For You was so successful that HBO got onto this fella and they were like, name your price and we will let you do whatever project you want as long as it's kind of in the same field. Or, you know.
Yeah. God, Nathan is so fucking weird.
Yeah, he's a king. And because Nathan For You, it's been, last season was in 2019, was it?
It's been gone a while.
It's been gone a good while now. I remember the first season was 2011. There was always at least 2-3 years between anything every season. So it was always it was always a great occasion when episodes came out.
I still haven't watched it all.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, come on.
I do really like it though.
You should watch the full thing. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
Every episode's really good. There are a few dud. Like the whole poo flavored yogurt one. I didn't like that one. You know.
See, that's the thing. Like, there's a few.
There's a few stupid ones.
I don't.
Or I'm just like,
this.
that's boring.
Yeah.
It's just not funny. But as he gets, I think that's season 1. But like all of season 4 is fucking peak. It's so good. But yeah, he's been out a while now. He's been in a few movies and stuff. Done a bit of voice acting as well, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, now he's back again with on HBO with The Rehearsal, which is just a higher brow, basically version of Nathan For You. But it's not even higher brow. It's just kind of packaged more cleanly. You know, like it has that
HBO shine.
It has that kind of premium prestige TV shine to it. Whereas like, you know, Nathan For You opens up with like the whole, like the kind of like stock music playing over Nathan talking about his qualifications, and then even the logo looks like it was done up by like some graphic design like student, you know. But this is all very different. It's all very pristine, spick and span. But yeah, this one's just about how it's the same thing again, basically. Social experiments, half pranks. This is way more of a social experiment than it is a prank, you know. Nathan For You is kind of pranking the people involved as well, and seeing their reaction. But this one's kind of different. It's kind of more of a social commentary and stuff. But it's basically about, you know, the way if you're in a situation, or if you're nervous about doing something, you might rehearse in your head beforehand, just to get a handle on, you know, any kind of, you know, variables that might be thrown your way, just to know what you're going to say so you don't like shit the bed, start like, you know, stuttering and stuff. There's nothing worse than that. But so this show is basically about that. It's about Nathan helping people prepare for situations, rehearsing entire kind of like huge, complicated social situations beforehand, and then filming the results, like the real results.
I'm so glad that other people do that.
I know, yeah, like because I know the show is actually real, like as real as you can get these kinds of shows to be. So I'm not sure how they find these people. Because the first question, so this episode, every episode, like Nathan Hughes would have like 4 kind of skits per episode.
Yeah.
4 situations per episode. This one is just one situation per episode.
And how long is that every episode?
It's 45 minutes.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's like it's premium prestige. 45 minutes dedicated into one big project.
It's like a Darren Brown shit.
It is kind of like Darren Brown, yeah. But yeah, so he gets this guy called Core Skeet, which sounds like a made up name, but he's like a real guy, I'm pretty sure. And the first question he asks him is, have you ever heard of any of my work or anything? And he's like, or I think he asked, have you ever heard of Nathan For You? He's like, no, I haven't. He's like, yeah, he asked, have you ever heard of Nathan For You? And he's like, I've never heard. He's kind of a weird kind of like, keeps to himself kind of guy, this guy Core Skeet. He's a member of this trivia group that like go to this bar every week, and his problem that he has that he came to Nathan for help with is that he's been telling the other people in his trivia troupe that he has a master's degree, and but they've been friends now for 10 years, and they've all throughout the entire time they've kind of assumed that he has a master's. And one of the people that's also in his troupe, this girl, has been sending him like job applications and like job postings that require a master's. And so like this guy Korski is like absolutely ashamed of himself and like just like absolutely overridden with guilt over this like charade that he's been kind of this lie that he's been living for the last 10 years. It's like it's so sad. So like he's such a sweet guy, because it's such a like a pointless thing.
Because you can see that like that's a white lie, but it's just gotten out of control.
It's a white lie, even to the extent that it's got out of control. It still doesn't really matter. So like the stakes are very low to begin with. So it's not really about the successful pulling off of the charade that they're trying to do. It's more just about like observing this guy, just like kind of thinking about like why he needs to do this and
because
like, why, like how this relates to everything else.
Because I feel like most people would have been like, okay, I actually kind of lied about that like a long time ago before this. Yeah, 10 years on this lie.
It got out of hand for this poor fella.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so like, so every week this trivia troupe meet up in the bar, and they do their pub quiz or whatever. So Nathan,
is he good? Is he good?
He's actually not very good at all.
So why the fuck did they think he has a master's?
I don't know. Because it's kind of established that he's not very good at pub quizzes. But so Nathan builds like a scale replica of the bar, like down like to a T. Like he has like random rubbish that be lying around, like the exact like spice racks. Like it's like a layer of dust on certain parts of the establishment, and he builds this exact replica and pays extras to come in and like pretend to be patrons of the bar, and like fake bartenders and stuff, just so your man Skeet can like rehearse this moment that he wants to do, where he wants to meet up with the girl who's been sending him these ads for jobs, and break the news to her that like it's all been a total lie. And the whole episode is just basically going through that and devising like it's basically like a mind map for like every possible variation of every interaction, and how they might be like, how to kind of like sculpt the interaction back towards the way that he wanted, because he sets it up as kind of like a casual meetup with the other girl.
So weird.
It's really, really weird, but it's like social engineering. It's like it's interesting because that's the point, I think, of the whole thing.
That's so weird.
The stakes are so low, and there's nothing really interesting about the guy. Like he seems really nice and stuff, but like there's no real, like the funniest part is like how, because that's the whole thing with Nathan Fielder. He just like peels back like the kind of like the layer, because he has that weird kind of like autistic vibe which everyone has that every now and then, but he peels back this layer of like social interaction, just like reveals something that's underneath, like that everyone can kind of relate to, and that's why it's so funny. Just
the kind of like the bullshit that most like the unexpected bullshit most people will put up with. Like especially Nathan For You. Like there's some episodes where it's like like, why are you agreeing to this?
Yeah, it's so easy. It's so easy because this guy, I don't know how he like, because there's so many weird, like for example, because there's supposed to be the end, the finale is supposed to be a real situation, situation where he sits down with this girl, Skeet sits down with the girl, and he confesses his sins or whatever. So it's gonna happen in the real bar. It's gonna happen on a real trivia night. But they can't get him distracted by the quiz because he's really into his trivia and his quizzes. And they found that it was a problem where if he wasn't doing well in the quiz, this is in the rehearsals. If he wasn't doing well in the quiz, he would kind of like lose track of which step he is, which step he's supposed to be at in the kind of like the mind map, and so he'd lose track of where he is. He wouldn't get to the point. So they had this thing, but he's also, he's like,
oh, please tell me they rigged the bar quiz.
yeah. This guy, he hates cheating. He would never ever cheat in a bar game. So Nathan set up this fake interview with the guy who runs the pub quiz, where he wanted to like do like he had this excuse where he wanted to run like a remote quiz like separately, and so he had the guy who runs the quiz like read the questions that would be prepared for the night, read them to a camera. So then Nathan had the questions. And then he could just look up the answers, but he couldn't give the answers to Skeet because he wouldn't be in on that. He didn't want to cheat. He's like he's very he's a stickler. He wants to win fairly.
Yeah.
So instead he goes around and like implants the answers into like, because he'd hang out with him every day and like slowly implant the answers like in his head.
Like Slumdog Millionaire.
Like they'd walk around all these fake kind of like setup sites. Like they walk past like it's like a crime scene, like a murder scene, was all like taped up, and they had this actor who was like a cop, and he'd explain, oh, there's been a shooting inside, and like Nathan and Skeet are just walking past casually. So yeah, it's been a shooting inside. This is the day that I curse the Chinese for inventing gunpowder. And then like they just walk off. And then there's another one where they walk past a building site and he's like, yeah, it's going to be a big building, but not as tall as the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, which is the tallest building in the world. I did this for every question. And it's so funny.
Does it work?
It works, yeah. Like he wins the quiz at the end of the day. And like that's basically the bones of it. But yeah, it's very
so
good. You should watch it because there's a great little ending as well, where he has to confess that he's made him cheat in the quiz. That's like blurring the lines of who's real and who, like what's actually real in the situation. It's funny. It's a funny show. I watched it at work. I was laughing like.
I'll definitely give it a watch.
Proper laugh.
Nathan For You is so good, and just that sounds even not better, but like different, like wildly different.
Yeah, it's very very different. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
way more focused.
There's a certain vibe to Nathan For You, and I feel like this is lacking that vibe, but it's got something else.
Yeah, it's kind of like the one where they did the special episode where the guy he dressed up as the guy.
Yeah, the ridiculous story that he can. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like that episode where that was kind of just focused on that particular story. But it's not as like slapstick, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good.
I'll give it a go. We go for a break.
Go for a break.
In completely other turn of events, I watched. I watched Jesus Christ Superstar.
What the hell is that?
This is So this is a musical, film adaptation of a musical by. What's the name of classic? No, not a classic. Name a musical. A very famous music writer. The guy that wrote Cats. What's that guy's name?
David Lloyd Webber. Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yes, that's who this is. He did this.
He's evil.
Isn't he? Yeah, I think he's something
Pretty
evil
sure
about him.
evil,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. Who's the other one? Sondheim? What the fuck it is?
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
Hammer and
I can't remember.
What's it called? Hammerstein. Roger and Hammersmith.
I don't know. I'm really bad with musicals. I don't know who writes what. But anyway, Weber wrote this though, and it's how do you describe it? It's basically Jesus's last few days, but from Judas's perspective.
Oh.
And in this film, this is at the 1973 adaptation. What they do is they have Judas. It's got a very this is another very 70s film, and what it does is it uses like signifiers from the 70s within the story of Jesus, and just the way that the musical is written anyway, like the whole way that Judas looks at Jesus is like, you're a guy that started a movement, and now that movement is gone beyond you, and you don't know where you're going with this, so I kind of need to take you out before this gets bad. If you know what I mean?
All right, yeah.
Like, there's like, this could turn fascist real quick, basically.
That was used as excuse.
Like,
that was his excuse. I'm
like,
actually the good guy.
But he's like, I believed in what you were preaching and stuff like that. I believed in everything that you say. But now, like, you, the man, Jesus as the man, can no longer.
Yeah, you're better off dead.
You can't control this. But the whole thing is Jesus is not a man, you know? And, from Jesus' perspective, he is like that. He's like, I can't keep up with this level of fame. Like, like, and then he knows he's gonna die. You know, and you know he dies.
Yeah.
And like, so the way that they do in this film is that they have I can't think of the guy's name, but they have a black actor play Judas, and Jesus is a white guy, and the whole thing turns into this kind of like 70s revolutionary idea of like, it makes Jesus way more political, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It makes him look like way more like, we can, like, the struggle from that time is the exact same struggle that was happening in the 70s, if you know what I mean. Or like, you know, alluding to like Jesus was that kind of figure. He's a hip. He's like there's all him and the apostles all look like hippies as well, and they dress like hippies. It's like the 60s era revolution, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then like I don't really know what to say about it, because like it is a cool character study into like what Jesus was, and it kind of makes it like, because there's no, like, Jesus isn't supernatural in this film at all. Like, he's just a dude, and the way that it like makes it seem, or like the way that it conveys how Jesus would have felt on the cross, where it's just like, he didn't know that he was the Son of God. Like, he's like, I believe that I am the Son of God, is, you know, what he was preaching, and we are all the sons and, you know, daughters of God or whatever. And he, like, it's basically the same thing as, he's a martyr essentially for like his own belief.
Yeah.
Is how this film like depicts it, and then it stops when Jesus dies. There's no resurrection or anything. It just stops at that point. So it's way more like, you know, if you didn't know who Jesus was, if you somehow didn't know who
like,
Jesus was,
shit.
you're like, oh, he's just a martyr or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know,
he came back.
He came
apparently.
back, and he did some other stuff.
Yeah. There was a sequel.
Yeah, there's a whole second chapter to the story that we don't get in this film. But like, just the, you know, just all the way that it conveys that kind of theology is really interesting. But I didn't really like the actual musical. Like, Judas's songs are all bops. Mary Magdalene,
Yeah.
she's in this as well. Her songs are pretty good, but they're all very similar. And Jesus is kind of the worst part. Mo, he's the least entertaining parts of this film anyway. Which is kind of, you know, a downer when it's all about him.
Yeah.
But just because Judas is so good, like Judas is unreal, and Pilate is in this film, and he's also very good. And there's this other king that he meets. He's not as good. He's kind of whatever. But there's a lot of decent parts in the actual musical that I liked, but not all of it, and that's a bit of a problem because it's a musical.
Is it a rock opera?
It is a rock opera.
Rock opera.
Yeah.
Not bad.
But the thing is like, for the first half an hour, right? You know that that song, I Close My Eyes?
Yeah.
I thought that song came from this. That comes from Joseph's
Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yeah. Which is completely different to this.
Wait, does that have anything to do with Jesus?
No. I don't think it does. And it's very like lighthearted.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ Superstar is like kind of
like dark, is it?
Not like dark, but it has like this like punk aesthetic kind of like vibe to it, and like it's moving very quickly, and there's like, I don't think there's any gore, but there's a, like you watch Judas like hang himself.
Yeah.
So like that's pretty brutal. Like, and there's nothing like that in
Joseph's
Joseph.
technical dream.
And I was half
James
an hour.
and the Giant
Yeah,
Peach.
I was half an hour into this thing, and I was like, "How the fuck does this song like fit into this musical at all?" So I had to pause and I had to search it, look it up, and I was like, "Oh, it's something completely different."
Yeah.
Because the only version I really know of I Close My Eyes, whatever, besides the proper full version, is Philip Schofield's version of it from the fucking Good Morning Britain or whatever the fuck he's on.
Oh, right, yeah. Schofield.
That's the only version. I was like, I can't picture him being in this movie at all. This doesn't work.
Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, it's decent.
Rip. Yeah.
Yeah.
JC. What you
R.I.P. JC, you know.
R.I.P. JC.
There's a whole bit as well where like Judas, I think it's not Judas at that stage. It's meant to be, you know, the guy playing Judas, I guess, or whatever. Because he's like, why did you come back, or why did you appear back then? If you came back right now, like the 70s, you would be heard across the world and stuff like that.
Yeah. Wait, to Jesus?
To Jesus.
Oh, right.
Like when Jesus is like being crucified or whatever.
Yeah. Why don't you come back when there's internet, man?
Yeah, why didn't you come back like at a later stage where you wouldn't have been killed for this?
Yeah. Well, then he would have been killed, wouldn't he?
He would have been killed. CIA would have taken this fool out.
yeah. It's like, because then they wouldn't know. They'd be like, who the fuck is Jesus?
Yeah.
You know? Like, that, like, you know, that happens all the time.
But the idea is like, why didn't you come back then?
Yeah,
why did you come back then when you couldn't go back now?
Yeah, why did you choose then? Why do you wait, you know, a million years, all that suffering, you know, that happened before, you know? It's very recent in the past. You know, all that shit happened beforehand. He was like, I don't care. God's like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
I already did a flood. What more do you want me to do?
Yeah, all that horrible genocide, the tribal, you know, sacrifices and stuff like that. Couldn't give a rat's. Suddenly it's the year 0, and he's like, all right, let's go.
It's the year 0.
All right, boys, the countdown.
It's the year minus 1.
Yeah, they're all thinking, what are we counting down to? And then he's like, let's go, boys.
What are we counting down?
Yeah, what's about to happen? Oh, yeah. Now I see.
BC, bro, before Christ. Now I get it.
Yeah, that's when it all changed.
What does 80 stand for?
Anno Domini. It means in the years of God.
Is BC actually before Christ?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Or is it something else? It's another Latin term.
It's something Christ, but it means before Christ.
Let's have a Google.
But then the correct term is actually BCE, before the Common Era, which I think is even more racist, because it implies that it's common that we're all, you know, under Christianity.
What does BC stand for? Common Era. So it's meant to be CE. What do wait. 80, yeah. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, BC sounds
The
right.
Common Era is the correct terminology these days. We are in the Common Era.
Why did it change, or when did it change?
It's because it's very Christian to say before Christ. Because like Muslims and stuff have to use that word.
Yeah.
Or have to use the calendar and stuff.
But when did this change to...
It's pretty recent, pretty sure.
Common Era can be found as
quite
early as 1708. And became widely used in the mid-19th century by Jewish religious scholars.
I see. Because they have a whole different thing. Ever see the Jewish cemetery down in Fairview? And they have some mad number on their door. It's like the year 21,000 for them.
What? Oh, yeah.
Or it's like, I don't know what year it is, but it's like more than 2,000 years.
Yeah. And then Islam has a different one as well.
Yeah, theirs is based on Muhammad.
Yeah. So Common Era can be found in English. Since the later 20th century, CE and BCE are popular in academic and scientific publications. You know, so like 20th century, later 20th century. So pretty common, pretty common, pretty recent.
Pretty recent. Yeah, Jesus, what a guy.
What a dude. Pretty influential from what I've heard.
Yeah. I like his stuff.
You wrote a book or something?
Yeah. I love his book. Wonder when the new one's coming out.
Yeah, when's the sequel? Oh,
yeah.
God. Any news? Are we waiting for anything?
What?
Are we waiting for the return of anyone?
Are we?
In the news? Michael Myers is back.
Oh shit, he is. Yeah.
Our Lord and Savior Michael Myers is back.
Domine. Oh, da, da, da.
Domine. So what do you think of it?
It's pretty shit, like the last film.
It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good, I have to
don't
say.
know.
It looks very jumbled. I'm not sure what's going on.
I feel like this trailer is very much just like, we're not showing you anything. We're just telling you that this is coming out this year.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna get another trailer. This is just the announcement trailer.
The next trailer will be even worse. Remember the trailers for the last one were also really shit.
But yeah, they were. Yeah,
they're really bad.
Trailers.
Remember, we were really hyped for the second one, and then
But
the
I'm pretty
trailer came
sure-
out. We were both like, "That does not look good."
But I'm pretty sure Halloween, like the 2018 Halloween.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure
that had really good trailers.
did it.
It did. I remember because I was hyped. I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." Because it was just the gas station scene, and with the sprinkling of the. Because remember that's the one where you can feel
it.
can feel them, you know, and they had the sprinkling of the teeth. That I think that trailer really worked. But remember the sequel trailer was shit.
It had a fucking killing. In the trailer, he killed more people than he had in the previous film.
Yeah.
And then the film was that. It's like he just killed so many people.
Yeah, even in this, you have the kind of setup for. He's grabbing her hand. He's gonna stick her. He's turned on the switch. He's gonna put her hand in the garbage disposal. And then she turns around and she stabbed him in the hand instead. But this all happens over about 4 seconds. There's no don't do that. Like you should leave it at with her hand over the thing.
Yeah,
don't
because now
cut there. Do
because
not turn around. There's not enough time for that.
That's gonna be a 3-minute scene where I'm like, I already know that nothing happens to her hand.
Yeah. So there's no tension.
Just It's
like they had the tension and then they're like, oh no, we're turning it on its head, and we're not even gonna she rests. She gets him off her back. And suddenly, it's all there's tension maybe for him, you know. She just straight up stabs him. You see her stab him in the trailer. It's like, but it doesn't make any sense because he's invincible anyway. So who cares? Where's the tension? It's gone. It's not there.
The other thing about this trailer is that because it is only showing Laurie and Michael fighting in the one house, it feels like there's nothing else going on in this film. All I know is that they fight in the film.
Yeah, it looks like there's other stuff, but they also could just be cutscenes from other films. Yeah,
they don't look connected at all.
Yeah, they showed Laurie as a young person at one point.
It's a montage of this is Halloween ends. This is the final Halloween film.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. No, it's a montage of of this series.
I feel like they'll have one of those, special effects callback sequences at the start.
I say they would because they did it for the last.
It was pretty good in the last one.
It worked very well. So
it worked quite well.
But then the actual film was dog shit.
Yeah.
I feel like this film is not looking good. It's not looking good, bruv.
It ain't looking good.
It's not looking good.
Oh shit.
I don't know because I've heard a few little rumors.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What have you heard? What's on the grapevine?
I have heard that Michael Myers can regenerate limbs in this film.
Why?
I don't know how. I don't know where this thing came from, but I was told that there is a rumor going around and there's some source. This didn't just pop out of the blue. There's some source to say that Michael Myers regenerates limbs in this film.
He regenerates limbs.
If that happens,
I'm gonna walk out.
I will walk out.
We should walk out. If that
I
happens.
will walk out.
We should actually do that if that happens.
Yeah.
We should get up and leave. No, we should stand in the front row though, so everyone sees us leave.
Yeah. And boo.
Yeah. Boo and hiss.
Do you ever hear?
Shit. I didn't pay for this. I asked for a refund and all.
Throw popcorn at the screen.
Yeah. Start booing.
Do you ever see the clip of the fans to a Pokemon film hearing Pikachu speak for the first time?
No.
Oh my god, hold on, I need to show you this clip.
Let's see.
That is the reaction I want to have to Michael Myers being able to regenerate.
We should commentate on the entire film.
Oh,
what the fuck?
The fuck?
We should have a live episode just without permission. In the theater.
Is this film going to be worse than Kills?
Yes. 100%.
I don't want to live in this timeline.
We should say that when he regenerates his limb.
Why?
I don't want to live in this timeline. And then we get him and walk out.
Why is there no give up to the bad things happening in this world.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
why does everything have to suck?
Yeah, we'll just have a Howard Beale moment, like a network moment in the theater as a I'm mad as hell. Why does everything have to suck?
Standing up in front, like in the screen in front of everyone,
Yeah.
like pointing,
Tearing the screen.
Oh fucking hell! I'm sick of it.
We deserve better than this.
I deserve like one old franchise coming back and
Not
like,
shitting the
not
bed.
shitting the bed. And one that I really like. I don't care about Scream.
Yeah. Even Scream at least got a respectable requel. Well, this one did as well, but like...
And then they shot the bed.
They shot the bed. Well, when's it out actually? Halloween, obviously.
This Halloween.
This Halloween. Well, we'll see it.
Obviously.
We'll see it. It'll be one of the field trips. We should do something crazy at the premiere, though. You know, we should come in boiler suits and like masks.
Yeah, we
look
like
like
to-
super fans, and then walk out halfway in, like softly weeping.
Tears in our eyes.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that with like the Gentle Minions, but like for Halloween
Yeah,
ends.
just for Halloween. The Halloween hunks.
The Meyer men.
The Meyer Man, yeah.
That's what they call us.
Just two guys.
Just the two of us. We'll start a trend of mass walkouts on Halloween ends.
Yeah.
I'm not taking this anymore.
We're not taking it anymore. We'll pay the price of the ticket, but then we're walking out.
Yeah. You can have our money, but by God, I'll be mad at the film.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
Well.
We have any other news? We had the release of the Christopher Nolan film poster for Oppenheimer. Coming out the 21st of July, 2023. So a full ass year before this comes out.
Literally 1 year from today.
1 year from today.
From recording.
Yeah, so we got Oppenheimer standing in front of a nuclear blast in the background. Looking real cool.
Looking real cool.
Shot with IMAX film cameras. So go see this film in IMAX. It's the only way to experience Oppenheimer.
I will definitely be seeing this in IMAX.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think of the poster?
It's a bit bad out, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
It's a bit bad out. People died. A lot of innocent people died.
A lot of people died.
Yeah.
But I feel like surely this film has to touch on that.
Oh, definitely it will.
But this film poster is just not that at all.
Yeah. It looks like it's like a Marvel film or something. This actually happened. This isn't fun and games. This isn't the Thanos snap. Like, this is the Thanos snap what happened in real life to real people. You know?
And changed world history.
Yeah. The world forever changes. Like, that's the right approach. Because I really liked it. Like, the whole setup is obviously it's a great premise, you know, because it's such a dramatic kind of, obviously a hugely dramatic event. But I remember when the first Godzilla trailer came out, and back in the day for Godzilla 2013, and it had Oppenheimer's quote in it, and it just had Godzilla like in the ruins of some city in Japan.
Yeah.
And he gets up and he roars, and it's very, very ominous, really ominous trailer.
Nothing like the actual film.
Yeah, nothing like the film at all. But that's when I first saw the trailer. I was like, "Wow, that's a great
mood.
It's a great mood to attack that kind of that whole premise with."
Yeah,
but then
because that's what Godzilla is. Like the original Godzilla is that. Like
it's because because Godzilla is like a crazy, you know, comic book monster who's like dealing with a very, very serious subject. That's a very it's a horror. It's a subject for horror films, you know. Like
the original film is a horror film.
Yeah. Because it's horror, it's real life horror. But then like this, I don't know. I imagine the film will be a lot more nuanced than the poster. But the poster,
surely the fuck.
like there's no, it can't really be more on the nose. Because this looks like a fucking theme park ride.
This could say a film by Zack Snyder, and I would believe it.
Yeah,
like this film poster.
Roland Emmerich or something like that. Yeah,
like I'm trying to even see there doesn't even seem to be anything in the blast that like could even allude to some darker theme. Like if the blast is like, I don't know, enrupturing or something, like there was hands coming out, like, you know, not like full hands coming out of the blast, but you know what I mean.
Oh shit! Look behind you, Oppenheimer.
Like
it's got hands.
Like you know, like somewhat tentacles or something monstrous about the blast to be like alluding to the fact that it isn't just like Oppenheimer standing upon a cool looking nuclear blast in the background.
Yeah, or just like a ruined city or something like that, or like I don't know, like a reactor or a bomb itself. Like the tagline's
I
perfect.
thought you said Obama.
Obama, yeah, it's just like he's looming in the background like one of those Star Wars posters. It's like, oh shit, look behind you, Oppenheimer. It's Obama.
It's a Jedi fucking ghost.
It's Force Ghost, yeah, intervening from the future. But yeah, it is really insensitive.
Yeah.
People died, man. Well, I think it could be a great film if it treats it like properly.
If it does it well.
I assume it will. I assume this is just the marketing department going fucking mental and not realizing what they're actually. Yeah,
the world forever changes.
Yeah. It literally looks like a superhero poster.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Like he's not a superhero, you know?
Yeah. That dog, bro. Jesus.
Oh, Coco.
But nah, there's something. I'm looking forward to this film though. It's one of those the last year.
I'm looking forward
what
to it, yeah.
do you think you can compare this film just from like from what you're expecting from a Christopher Nolan Oppenheimer film without knowing anything about the film other than this poster and, you know, what we know of Oppenheimer. What film do you think this is most going to be like in his like
Tenet.
In his filmography?
Tenet.
You think this is going to deal with time and stuff?
No. I just think it'd be like Tenet. Stylistically.
Oh, I don't want that.
Well, like, what else could it compare it to? Batman?
Dunkirk.
It could be Batman.
I want something like Dunkirk. Vibe-wise.
Yeah. I think that'd be really boring if it ends up like that, though. Because Dunkirk was a great film, like, but it's a film that you just forget about.
Yeah, it is,
know?
yeah.
You'd kind of imagine this would be, or you'd hope that this would be something. Because it's much, because Dunkirk, like, let's be real, it didn't really matter at all. Like, we hear a lot about it because it's like the Americans and the British were involved. But it was basically a huge retreat from the Nazis.
Yeah.
That went really well, but that's about it. And it's a dramatic battle and stuff, but like it's not really important. But like this is like a much more. This is something that people will, you know, be written. The bombs and all, Oppenheimer, they'll be written about for 1,000 years. You know.
Oh yeah.
They'll never be forgotten. It's much like a weightier subject. I assume it'd be a bit more kind of out there. I hope it'd be more out there. Not in, you know, time travel kind of way, but it is basically the same kind of science.
Imagine if it was time travel.
Use an alien from the future.
Imagine this is this is not based on world history at all.
He just happens to share the name with like Robert Oppenheimer.
Fucking Cobb shows up out of Inception.
Yeah.
And it's like, we need you.
Batman, yeah. Because I assume it'd be a bit weightier. Because it's the same science fiction as like Tenet, basically, you know. It sounds like science fiction, but it's not. It's real life. Yeah, that's the cool thing. That's I
think we're getting more vibe-wise in terms of Dunkirk.
Yeah, hopefully not though. I wouldn't like that.
Because that's the only like historical drama. It's not a drama at all, but you know what I mean. Like he doesn't do dramas. He does action films, like blockbuster action films.
Yeah, but I could see how like maybe
is this his Oscar bait?
Definitely. Yeah.
I think this is his Oscar bait.
Like a biopic relating to a
historical figure.
Yeah, a significant American historical figure. And there's loads of like sort of footage of him as well. He's a well-known figure as well. So I think.
This is an Oscar film for fuck's sake.
Oh, I wouldn't. I hope not. Because like at the same time, you could think maybe this is gonna be like a straight kind of like, you know, Nolan, kind of like Kubrick, like, you know, pure autistic kind of like directions, like cold, you know, very like unemotional kind of stuff, and which is fine, like, and it really works. But maybe it doesn't work for something where you're talking about, you know, maybe loftier themes or something.
Yeah.
But in another way, maybe it could work in like Interstellar, maybe an Interstellar kind of vibe. Would you settle for that? I would settle for that. I don't know how we could do that, but something maybe not cut off the last third of Interstellar and something like that for this would really work, I think.
Just thinking now, all of Nolan's films have different vibes to them. Similar vibes, but different vibes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the setting of each place or each film. Because like Dark Knight doesn't feel like Inception.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, but Inception's kind of like Interstellar, I think.
But but that's similar. But then Interstellar isn't like Tenet, really.
Tenet, no.
But Tenet is kind of similar to Inception.
Yeah. It's all going back to Inception, man. Any of the same guys from Inception here? Well, one
Yeah,
guy.
we got Cillian. All the heads are, I think.
Are they?
Like you got Cillian Murphy as the lead.
Yeah.
Come on, Cillian, get that Oscar.
Killer, let's
Get
go.
that Oscar.
The Cork fella.
But like, this is
Ireland.
definitely his biggest film. Like, you got fucking Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr. I was gonna say Robert De Niro, Florence Pugh,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
like, there's other. I think like Tom Hardy and all are gonna be in this film.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, his usual heads.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think it'd be good. Like, either way. Like, I enjoyed Tenet as well for what it was.
Mm.
I think it'd be good. I can't imagine it's going to be as offensive as this poster, so
Hope it's not. Although maybe I hope it is.
maybe.
Maybe
It's like Robert Oppenheimer saved us from the Nazis.
the man that saved the world.
Yeah. It's just him dropping a bomb on a lot of Japanese people. What does that have to do with the Nazis? They had it coming. He flicks a cigarette and walks away.
Yeah, you know, that's how he lights off the nuke. He flicks a cigarette and lights off a fuse.
Those Japs had it coming.
Oh, fuck it up.
Yeah, built a suit or something there. Or is all his powers are in his hat.
Yeah.
He has to get it. He loses his hat at one point in the film. He has to go get it back.
He's got an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
How do you survive a nuclear blast, though? Just hop in the fridge.
Yeah, he's in the fridge.
That's all you gotta do.
Because he is a reference to Indiana Jones.
There is a new Indiana Jones film coming out.
Is there?
Yep. Indiana Jones 6
yeah.
or something?
Did you tell me about that?
I think I did.
You might have. Indiana Jones 6? No, thank you. I'm alright.
Yeah, actually, no, yeah, true. No, thank you.
I'm good, bro.
I'm alright. I don't want this.
Indiana Jones 5. I love all the fake trailers on YouTube. It's just Harrison Ford with a beard. It's like Indiana Jones 5 teaser trailer 2022.
Yeah, they're so funny.
Yeah.
So my mom showed me this like really dramatic Frasier HBO version, and she's like, "They're bringing Frasier back," and I was like, "I don't think that's real."
HBO Frasier, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Harrison Ford 5, Indiana Jones 5.
Harrison Ford 5.
The Ford bot.
Yeah.
Blade Runner.
Oh yeah. We had enough Blade Runner. Time for more Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah. Harrison Ford, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Mads Mikkelsen. What the fuck? What a weird cast.
That's such a weird cast.
Antonio Banderas.
None of this is making sense.
Cancel this film now, like. Yeah, that's fucked. Future. Oh fuck. There's more as well. Yeah, anyway.
We will leave it there.
We'll leave it there this week.
What is our Oh wait, shit, do we have any listener questions?
Yeah, Hannah asked like what?
Fuck you, Anna.
Like this.
Is that all that we got? Okay, grand. Right. No listener questions this episode.
Oh wait, Indiana Jones 5 is out June 2023. So before this.
And we still don't know anything about it.
What
a joke.
What a joke.
Right, we'll leave it there. What's our recommended film for next week?
I've forgotten the name. But I'm gonna look it up right now.
It's
It's called Don't Look Now. Sorry. Wait, let's do that again. Let's do that again.
Will we leave it there?
We'll leave it there, I suppose.
What's our recommended film for next week?
I recommend a film for next week is Nicholas Rogue's Don't Look Now, 1973 psychodrama thriller starring Donald Sutherland and various other people.
Sick.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this film, so I don't know what
Neither
to say.
do I.
Yeah, so we'll see what it's like. This is a wild card.
If it's shit, we just won't talk about it, you know? We'll just talk about something else. I doubt it's shit, though. It's one of the greatest films of all time, apparently.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
grand, right. There better be something to talk about.
All right, see you then.
Good night, God bless. Bye-bye.